Hello and welcome back to the Fan Pub. I'm Sean, this is Al. We are doing player profile videos and it's my choice today. And I'm going to pick somebody who's a little bit lower down the list but has the potential, technically, to have the potential to do far more than his current ADP.
Sounds good, that's what you're looking for.
That's what you're always looking for a player. And this particular chap has competition for the starting job, had competition last year, Ronald Jones the second. Now, there are fantasy pundits out there right now that say this is a steal in fantasy drafts. This is a good player. He has 3 down potential. He has everything you're looking for a breakout player because he's got, frankly, last year was about as bad as it gets.
It wasn't as bad as it gets.
We talked about we talked about Jameis Winston, the quarterback, and, look at all the weapons he's got around him. We talked about all these weapons and wonderful. We didn't really talk about the running game here. We talk about these weapons, and there's a reason we didn't talk about the running game, really. What's your hot take on this? Because we really swerved off him last year once we saw pre-season. I mean, I was quite buoyant before the pre-season. I saw one game and I was enough to be... I knew immediately it was best to avoid and didn't talk about him ever again.
Well, the good news is it can't get any worse.
Yeah.
The bad news is it was about as bad as it gets.
Yeah. Is that down to the player? Was that down to coaching? Was that down to the fact the line was terrible and he kept getting hit in the backfield? What was it that
the line
caused
was
these
terrible.
Issues?
The line was terrible, but then,
I worry that if you can make...
David Johnson's line was terrible. He still got 200 points.
Yeah, I mean,
Saquon Barkley's line was terrible.
He was arguably the best player in fantasy football and certainly for Dynasty. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this guy only had to beat out Peyton Barber for the
But he didn't do it last year.
And he didn't do it. And that worries me. I mean, I've had people who say that it's a breakout season for him. I mean...
It could be.
But the trouble is, you're still
I don't trust it personally.
I mean, look at it at the moment. I mean, I guess the argument is he's 109 on the ADP
charts.
charts.
So down there, I mean...
You couldn't argue that it's a swing to the fence kind of player.
If you said to me, look who's 108, 109. So Darrell Henderson's 108.
Yeah.
Ronald Jones is 109.
Right.
Kiki Coutie's 110.
I'm taking all those.
And out of them three, he'd be the last one I took out of those.
And I think you could move Ronald Jones back 50 spots and I'd still be only just interested. You'd have to go back a long way because... There are still players I prefer over him. And you've highlighted two that I'm much happier taking.
I mean, he could be.
If I'm swinging for the fences, I'd rather have Kiki Coutie. I'd rather have Henderson. That's just how I feel about that situation.
I suppose his opportunity is better than both of those.
Well, the coaches have spoke, like they always do. They've spoken very highly of his work ethic on the out of the season and things like that. But, this is... I guess this year you're not paying a high premium. The one benefit is...
Can you think of a running back that had a really bad first rookie year and bounced back and was brilliant? The only one... I suppose Melvin Gordon didn't score a touchdown his rookie year,
There's always things that happen with running backs that can take a year or two to break in, but you normally get a good clue that they're capable.
I mean, the good news for them is... everyone's always linking them with any running back going. I think Duke Johnson is one.
Do you know what my worry is for them? You know what my worry is for this kind of thing?
That they're an awful team?
Well, look, if you're in a small league, sure, 10-man, 12-man league, there's no
Yeah, you
risk.
could take the upside there.
You can go for upside, right? There's no problem because you've already got 3 or 4 players. You go over to a 14 or 16-man league, something that's a bit more serious because this could be your 7th player off the board. That's you're still looking for... You want starters still. You can't guarantee...
He has got an upside though, hasn't he?
Definitely, yeah. But I would rather swing for the fences with other kind of players at this ADP point. I pick him out because
you couldn't even say he's ahead of Barber in the pecking order.
Potentially he's a 3-down back, which is why you could say it's a swing.
Potentially he was last year.
I know.
But he couldn't even run. He couldn't break a tackle. He couldn't get past. I mean, he did get hit in the backfield a lot.
You see, when you're going against third stringers in a pre-season game, and you can't do it there, and you can't see the holes, I'm really concerned.
Yeah, but he was getting hit beyond the line. There weren't any holes. He weren't even getting to the line.
This was pre-season.
I know.
And he couldn't find.
I was watching it. Rubbish.
I'm not sure on him at all. So it's still an avoid for me. I'm not going near this player even at this ADP. I'd rather swing for the fences with other people. I think we sound like we're in agreement with him. Is there anything that would make you take him? Is there any reason that you would be for a moment would pick a player like this?
I think I'd rather Peyton Barber later on.
Yeah, because you're not taking any risk.
I think they're not one of the better teams in the league. So
we've had a big debate. Haven't we?
Game scripts is going to be against them as well.
Yeah, we've had a big debate about the upside, and somebody mentioned this about Jameis Winston's got weapons in the video, and
maybe that'll help the running game.
That's a fair shout, but
does that help the running game though? Surely it does.
Well, you would hope so.
You've got OJ Howard. You've got Mike Evans, you've got Chris Godwin, but he had all them last year.
He had
And he had Deshaun Jackson last year.
He's had weapons, but the thing is that it hasn't helped the running game. And I think the reason being that they're very... For me, it just seems... So again, this comes down to quarterback cadence and abilities behind the line, and line itself is very telegraphable. I always think they put themselves in bad spots where you just know as a defence what's coming.
Change your head coach, though, that helps, doesn't it?
It's got to, yeah. It's got to. I mean, I'm just not sure on this guy. And when you're not sure, like when you add a player to your team and you just think, why did I do that? I won't be doing that with him.
Yeah.
I'll wait a year. And if he does something...
Face plant.
I mean, like, even if you got... I mean, the trouble with him might be maybe he gives you 700-800 yards, maybe a couple of hundred yards receiving, and that sounds great with 3 or 4 touchdowns to go with it. But when would you ever play him based on all the players you've got ahead of him? You'd have to have a series of injuries.
You wouldn't know when to play him.
You wouldn't know what to do with him.
Well, unless he really hits the ground running and then turns into something we haven't seen yet.
And we just haven't seen it. So I can't buy into any kind of resurgence yet.
I always like to see, a player do it in the league before
the big thing.
I might take one share of him in a team, but
yeah,
the
big thing with running backs normally is when you come in from the college game. If you can do it at the college level, generally you can do it in the pros, because what you're looking at is that just a momentary bit of daylight, and you can gain separation. That's the key. And the difference between a running back and a wide receiver is fairly straightforward. The running back has to sense where the opening is and hit that area, and then the great ones find it's there. The poor ones hit a wall every time. They just find people. That's all that they do. They just walk into it. And then when there is an opening, they miss
Richardson would be.
They miss it. When there is an opening, they seem to go for the people. So I worry about him because he hasn't shown that quality. And when you don't have it at this level at the beginning, then I wouldn't mind if he'd got a few hundred yards and just had a terrible O-line in front. I could sort of think, okay, maybe I could see him doubling that, maybe doing a bit better. I'm just not seeing it yet, and I'm not prepared.
I might take one share of him just in case, but
I might. You know where I might take him as a one share kind of deal, best ball league, because I'm probably not paying a very high premium for him. And if he hits the ground running,
because Peyton Barber had some big weeks last year.
Yeah, I mean, I might capitalise on it.
Not many, but a few.
So best ball maybe, dynasty possibly a low value trade option if you want to add a running back to the pool, just because it's not going to cost you a lot. He's probably worth a shot before the season begins, and that's about it for me.
Right.
Yes.
Let's just have a look at his stats for last year.
It's a bit appalling. I'm sorry to say, it is very appalling. I'm glad Al's going to look at the stats.
23 attempts.
Yeah, I mean, there's a question, right? So straight away here, I'm going to ask you the question. I know the answers, you know the answers, but for the audience listening in, 23 attempts. Was he injured?
No.
So
only by ability.
Only by ability. I love that line. Only by his own ability. So the question is, why didn't they use him then at all? If it was just he wasn't injured,
yeah, even
what was
to
the
help.
Problem? Why couldn't they put him in
even as a compliment to Barber?
I mean, like
23 attempts. That's rubbish, isn't it?
And when did those attempts come? So we can see, was it skewed towards the end of the season?
I have a feeling they were. Well, let's have a look. 44 yards, 1.9 yards per carry.
Fabulous. Looking good.
Is it fabulous?
Well, it is if you're looking for the worst player in the league. Fabulous, yeah.
He got one touchdown, which came against Cleveland.
Yeah.
And he had 6 attempts for 13 yards. 2.2 yards per carry. That's a breakout game for him.
That's a breakout game. Yeah, that's fabulous. Yeah, so no is the answer. Look, you're not doing it in your rookie season.
He played against Cincinnati. He had 2 rushing attempts. How many yards did he get on these 2?
-2 or something, was it?
-1.5.
Well, there we are. I do vaguely remember seeing the carries.
It's bad when you get a minus yards per carry.
I mean, it says it all. Sorry, it's appalling actually, and maybe we'll see better from him.
So he had carries in. He had 10 in one game.
Yeah, and got
2.9 yards per carry. It's 29 yards.
I mean, it's appalling.
His longest run was 7 yards on the whole year.
This is a running back. Yeah, this is a running back.
So 9 yards was his longest carry on the whole year.
Wow. Okay. Not a lot to write home about, is it?
No. He's got 7 catches. 33 yards. He doesn't fill you with confidence, does it?
No, it doesn't.
And bad game scripts, bad team, I think, anyway.
And if you can't use him in his rookie season, then what are we saying for this year?
And the 109 ADP isn't exactly that cheap.
And what confidence have you got?
Well, none. How can you? 1.9 yards per carry.
I mean,
I could get that. Zach Line could
You
get
could actually, yeah. That is actually true.
I might have a heart attack before I got to the line. To be fair,
I'd like to see that actually. That'd be not the heart attack, obviously, but I'd
No,
like to see
not
you,
the
I'd like to
cheer
see you
shot,
get those 9 yards on that one bullish run with 12 men hanging off your back.
Yeah,
That'd be
gasping
good.
for breath.
But I feel you might outmuscle him. Yeah, I think.
Well,
you
at least
could do
if I feel I could push somebody out of the way more than he did.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is
I probably
the issue.
couldn't.
So it's a player who effectively has there's nothing about him worth talking about. It's a really funny situation actually, because a lot of people there's actually no joke, and people will know this out there. There's been at least 8 or 9 podcasts where the guy's names have been mentioned as an upside. I
can see that.
But yeah, I mean, that's like saying that someone who never played has an upside. You know, he had an opportunity, he just didn't take it. I mean, he can't. If he's that bad, they couldn't even be bothered to give him.
His strength of schedule is though to really put the nail in the 30th.
Yeah,
he's got a couple of good games against Atlanta and Detroit, basically.
Yeah,
New York Giants, and then the rest are like 1 stars. Tennessee, they're hard to run against.
Yeah.
Carolina hard to run against.
Twice.
You got Luke
doesn't bode well. No, I mean it's almost. I'm talking myself into like. I'm glad I'm not interested. I'm actually now doubly glad I'm not even looking for deeper, frankly. So here's our hot take on it. If you're into this guy, great. Go ahead, get him as low as you can. But
maybe he will.
For me, it's best ball only out. I couldn't risk it anywhere else, and it's a 1 share deal. There's no way that I'd ever think. I
might take 1 shot if he dropped.
It's got to be at the right value. There are other players.
And I was running back needy. I might take a shot on him. But otherwise, it's a very big no.
Yeah. Okay. So there we have it. So there's our hot take.
No pedigree. Terrible yards per carry. Terrible game scripts.
Not a lot to look forward to. Bad schedule. Other than that, he's looking great.
I mean, if you want upside, it can't get any worse, isn't?
If you want upside, take Peyton Barber.
Well, even then,
that says it all, doesn't it?
Take neither of them.
Yeah.
Just to pretend. I think Bruce Arians could he? Bruce Arians is a bit of a. I like Bruce Arians.
Here's what I think will happen, right? So here's my additional take on this, right? Before we wrap it up, because this is very funny. So here we are. We're discussing obviously this guy, Ronald Jones III, Rojo. You've got Peyton Barber. Okay, later on. Here's what I think will happen. Somebody else will get taken and they'll put them into the rotation of the running back mix. Maybe a J.J. Somebody else comes out of nowhere.
Duke Johnson.
Somebody else gets put in their rotational mix, and suddenly we're looking at the guy and thinking he's not even a 2-down back anymore. We're not even looking at that. What are we looking at? We're not. This is the problem. They've had an unsettled backfield for quite a period of time. I suspect that continues into 2019 and towards 2020. No matter what happens, I am not buying shares of this one.
Okay, well there you go. I think it's a unanimous no.
Thumbs down. Moving on.
Give us a reason why you think he might do well, because
sell us on him, yeah, please, if somebody can.
I can't see it. Terrible schedule.
If you can spot some gleaming hint.
Bruce Arians is the only one. Maybe a change. Change is always good. Good as a rest.
Yeah,
which is what he'll be taking. Or sat on the bench.
Let's be honest. The guy's NFL career rests this year, so let's be totally honest. It's either produced now, at least look like there's an upside, or it's over.
Would it be a cheap buy for you in Dynasty, or a buy?
I think it's a very, very cheap. You'd look to get very, very cheap. You could probably pick him up very cheap from someone. I think. I don't think anybody would. They'd bite your hand off for a 2nd round pick, frankly, to take him. And it probably might be. You might have been mugged for your 2nd round pick, giving that up. But at least it's a swing for the fences kind of pick if you're a running back needy team. But I'd hate players like this because you often feel like you have lost the pick and you've gained nothing in return, and you've ended up wasting.
And there are players of value around there.
I'd much prefer the other players. I'm just not going anywhere near him.
Maybe we'll look stupid, but that's our take. Yeah. Give us a reason why you like him, or do you agree with us? He's one to avoid for all the reasons stated.
Could anybody find any reason to? And I'll tell you what I noticed as well. Just final thought on this, because it is funny. Is the videos that we've been doing on the player profiles, depending on how they're viewed, gives you a great take of people's insight into what they think. So I won't be surprised that this is not a video that many people bother to click on.
Well, because it's Rojo.
Because it's Rojo.
And they're all going, he's trash.
You may surprise us. Maybe we get thousands of comments about why people love him, but I suspect not.
He's trash, end of.
Trash, get rid of him.
Click on something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you got this far listening about Peyton Barber, then all props to you. And
thanks very much.
Consider subscribing if you've enjoyed the whole series. So
and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.